Greetings from Salty Bitten Adventures. I'm Mackenzie, and this is Hannon. Join us on our year-long adventure as we cruise America's Great Loop on our Ranger tug. But let's not forget the main passenger on this journey, our German Shepherd, Loki. This time last year, we were in the middle of thru-hiking the Continental Divide Trail. Halfway through the trail, we bought a boat. As we transition from foot power to horsepower, follow along as we stumble our way through boat life. All right, this morning we're going to be departing from the St. Joseph Benton Harbor area, and we're heading 50 miles to a town just outside of Michigan City.
You got everything?
This is going to be right down here. We're going here because they actually have a lot of public land right here, Ogden Dunes, and it's right next to Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore, so we should be able to hit some trails tomorrow morning before we head over to Chicago. Sorry about the giant sunlight glare. Nothing really I can do about that one right now. New state of Indiana. Woo! 2 states in, Michigan and Indiana. Illinois, here we come in a couple days. At Portage, Indiana, we stayed at Marina Shores at Dune Harbor. The reason we chose this location was really twofold. One, the access to the public lands. Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore is pretty much co-located with the town. But the marina that we stayed at, when we called ahead, their gasoline price was $3.49. And then they also offered a 10-cent discount for individuals who were members of Towboat USA. That is an absolutely incredible price and something that we could not pass up. You watch your ball, don't you? I know. You've already dropped it in the water once. All right, we're breaking out the Blackstone for this evening. Got a bunch of zucchini and squash, and then we're gonna fry up a salmon fillet. And we got some rice. What's up, cute boy? All right, today's journey, we're heading to the Port of Chicago. We're going to be staying at a marina just south of Navy Pier. Total distance today is only 30.2 miles. Go ahead and back up. Got it heads up right now, so I'll show you real quick if you want to know. You can change the chart settings and map orientation. Heads up or north up. North up's easier for people to understand where we're actually at. Go. We're essentially just going to cut the corner and head to Chicago. Yeah, so there's Navy Pier right there, and we're staying at this little marina right there. right, good morning. We are departing Chicago and heading for Joliet, Illinois. They have a free city wall there, and that's the goal for the day. You can see here we got 39.2 miles. What's funny is when we typed in the navigation, it actually defaulted us down to the Calumet River. So we had to manually adjust the path. That's why we're kind of displaced from our boat to where we're actually starting. But the plan is to go through the first Chicago lock, which is actually right here. And then we'll go down the center of Chicago, which is supposed to be really pretty cool. And then we'll head all the way to Joliet, down the Illinois River. Oh, right down there. Yep, just under 40 miles today, so we're about to get going. It's a little after 8:30. Chicago Harbor Lock. Chicago Harbor Lock is Salted Lake on Channel 14. Also, hey, we're about a quarter mile away. We're on the lakeside requesting entry to the Chicago River. We're a 30-foot recreational vessel. Awesome. All right, this is my first lock, so bear with me.
What did he say? Lock number 1 complete. No death. Pow, 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 pow. And on to Chicago.
From the start of the Chicago Harbor to the end of the Illinois River, there are a total of 7 locks. They vary in height from 2 feet to 39 feet. We were pretty anxious at first, but quickly realized there was nothing to be anxious about. What happens is, you approach the dock and you call ahead on Channel 14. The individuals at the lock will direct you either to wait or to enter. What they have is they have a stoplight. If the stoplight shows red, you don't go in. If the stoplight shows green, and you've been given verbal command on Channel 14 from the lock attendant to go in, then you may do so. Once you go inside the lock, you will be directed by the attendant as to which floating bollard to tie up to. That individual will answer any questions that you may have, and then you just sit and wait. The doors to the locks will close, and you will slowly and deliberately go down. Once you're at the bottom, the doors will open, You will hear a loud horn followed by a green light in which you are allowed to continue forward. Good morning. We're in Joliet, Illinois. We stayed on the Free City Wall. Now, I want people to not be deterred by some of the comments they may see on the Waterway Guide or like Garmin Navionics. The wall's fine. All the cleats are completely stable. Some of the cement is a little scraggly, but in general, not bad at all. And it comes with free power right there. That is absolutely awesome. I have a feeling the free power is due to the Harrah's Casino right there. It was a great stay. No issues. There was some barge wake, but nothing too terrible in the evening.
Best price ever.
Best price ever. All right, we got a pretty optimistic goal today of 47.5 miles. Not sure if we're gonna make that or not. It requires 3 locks, and we found that the locks, it's kind of luck of the draw if you're going to time it right with any of the barges. If there is a barge like a mile behind you, you are going to wait, and it's going to take over an hour for them to get to the lock, go through the lock, for the lock to refill, and then for you guys, all the other pleasure boats, to go into the lock. So we'll see. We're looking to possibly go to Ottawa or a state park marina. If we do not make that goal, then we will end up anchoring out at a place called Sugar Island. So we'll see. We're heading towards our first lock of the morning called Brandon Lock. All right. First lock of the day. Going down. Pretty wild.
All right, so the crock pot's on. You can see it's our tactical crock pot. We got it on low, and it's already heated up. And I'll come down here on the breaker panel. So we've got our inverter on, port and starboard outlets on, and it's like 2 amps. I mean, it is absolutely nothing on there. So I guess over time it would drain it a little bit, but I mean, even at idle, the alternator from the outboard is making like 40 amps, so it totally keeps up. So it's neat, doesn't even matter. Okay, so we're gonna do our first raft up into a lock. This lock's super busy right now. They have a tow coming upstream that had to break itself into 2, and so they put him up, and then he ties off on the side, and then the tug goes back down, and he's going to take 6 of us, pleasure craft, I guess is what they call us, down with the tug instead of waiting another 2 hours. And since we're by far the smallest boat, we'll be they're going to do 2 rafts of 3, and we'll be on the outside as the smallest boat. So hopefully we don't damage anybody's boats. We'll see. And then okay. All right, go ahead and go either direction. Doesn't matter. Okay. And the other way. All right, thanks.
We have a stick stuck in our bow thruster, so I'm gonna go try and get it. Wish me luck.
I offered, but she says, no, my arms are longer and it can probably fit in the little bow thruster hole. So I'm cool with that.
Where's the trim tab?
Foot's on it. Sharp.
Yeah, I know. I remember Joel's daughter.
Yep.
Ugh.
Touch?
Nope.
water's pretty murky, but it's better. We're in the Illinois River, so we stopped by this little marina. It's super cute. Right after we finished our third lock today.
Do me a favor. Just hold on to this.
All right, it may be a little forward. You're probably not going to feel it. You might.
Okay, let's try. What? I have it on already. Okay, let me see the light real quick. All right, this will be our test. I'm gonna submerge it. Ready?
Yeah. You think it's waterproof? We're not sure. Looks good. Should be like right there. But it's probably further down than you think.
Can't see shit.
Keep going forward if you have to.
Can't see anything. Huh.
What? What?
Well, probably should have looked at it before, you know. I feel it. Something's turning. It's just the little propeller's pretty small.
You can feel the propeller turning?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
But it's pretty small.
Yeah, that is. You're going to have to shine the light in there and see if you can see something.
You can't see anything down there. Like nothing. It's just like brown cloud.
Our first real maintenance issue, it's funny, you buy a new boat and you're like, oh, we won't have to do anything maintenance-wise for a while, but obviously that's not true. I mean, things break all the time. But so what you're looking at is the mount to where the bow thruster motor goes. So, all right, I'm in the berth, right? Where the V berth is, and I've got the cushion pulled up, so that's the back of the cockpit right here. So when we pull the forward cushion out, there's a hatch down here, and inside of the hatch is where the motor for the bow thruster is housed. And with a single engine boat, the bow thruster is important. I use it a lot, so you know, it's valuable for us. Anyway, so this is the motor. And the motor just comes off with 4 screws, and it fits in there. And they have a shear pin that's tiny. So this little thing goes in there, and if it gets too much torque because like something's stuck in the bow thruster, the pin shears before it can damage the motor or damage the prop. So we lost our bow thruster when we were going in the last lock today. It made some weird like noise, and it was kind of running at like 10%. So we stopped at a marina right after that. And as you saw, Mackenzie dove to see if there was something stuck on the bow thruster, and there wasn't. And I was able then to call a guy down where we bought the boat from. So we bought the boat from Edgewater Yachts in Pensacola. They're a licensed Ranger Tug dealer. I think they sell the most boats, but I'm not sure. You'll have to check me on that. But when we went down there and bought the boat in February, we got a week's worth of training. And the guy that trained us, Carl, is basically he's available, you know, for us whenever we have questions. So I called him and sent some video. He called me right back and said, "Hey, it's probably this year pin. Here's a couple of things to look for." And you know, he said, "Take the motor off," and sure enough, there's like little pieces of brass all in there from where the pin sheared, right? So I'm just going to replace the pin, put it back together, and hopefully everything works. But our first. All right, moment of truth.
Good.
That's the starboard. Let's go to port.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The bow thruster pin was sheared. Luckily, we have 2 on hand. It's kind of a pain in the ass to take out and to put back in, but it is doable.
Little people can get in there.
Yeah. It's way up in the corner berth in like a little cabinet.
Munchkins.
But it works.
Done.
Good job, babe.
Now we're having dinners and beers.
Hell yeah. Man, we got a late dinner tonight, but it's a good dinner. Crock pot beef stew is excellent.